Hey friends, thank you so much for being here today. My name is Denise. I'm also known as heywigsister on Instagram and Facebook. Today I'm here to bring you a wig review and talk a little bit about challenges with human hair wigs. The wig I'm wearing is by WigShe. This is a budget human hair retailer, and I recently shared a hat wig from them that was great. This wig on my head is not what I expected, but I'm going to review it anyway because I owe you guys the truth. Always. Always and forever. I will be truthful with you and I won't hide anything from you. I will say the wig quality is really good, but we're going to talk all about this wig, including the color, which some of you may actually really like. We're all so different. But my issue is this is not the color that the picture on their website showed, and we'll cover that and what you can do if that ever happens to you. So if you want to know more, then stick around. I would like to thank WigShe for sending me this wig so I could show all of you. They also sent me the hat wig that I reviewed, which was really, really good. And I will link that review in the description. If you're looking for a human hair hat wig, it is definitely one to consider. I have multiple brands of hat wigs. I'm constantly asked to compare them. I do have one comparison video. I'm trying to decide how I'll handle maybe a comparison of all the brands that I have, but you can definitely check that out. They are a more budget-friendly human hair retailer. They're a Chinese budget-friendly human hair retailer, which it seems to me that a lot of those types of retailers are, and that is the case with these guys. Though this is the box. And interestingly enough, both times the box came to me, they were a little bit torn at both times. It's so interesting. They didn't really survive shipment, I guess. But let me just tell you how the wigs come. They come with a very beautiful thank you note. They come with a silk bag, which is always useful for storing your human hair wigs. It's nice to put them in silk. When you're storing them away for a period of time, it really protects those fibers, just like a silk pillowcase does to your bio hair. There's a wig grip in here and a little scrunchie for a ponytail, and that's it. All right, you guys. When I was doing the intro, I was trying to tease this a little bit, but also address the elephant in the room, because some of you are looking at this, and let me tell you guys, I don't know how this is going to come across on video, but the contrast between the rooting area and this very light kind of platinum blonde is stark. I'm going to try to attach a picture here. Maybe I can overlay the picture over my face of the wig at the website. I want you to see what I mean by the fact that this does not look like the picture on the website at all. Not even close. Now, it's described as an ashy blonde ombre. So you've seen the picture. I'm sure I figured out how to overlay it. If for some reason I didn't, it'll be tacked on the end. Talk about this piece. I have washed this piece. I always wash a human hair wig before I review it. I want to know what you can really tell a lot about quality when you wash a piece. I recommend that you never, ever, ever cut the lace on a human hair wig until you have washed it, because there's some things that might be evident washing that you wouldn't know otherwise, such as if they didn't do a good job of tying the knots in securely, you might see a lot of shedding when you wash a piece. This hasn't shed at all, not a single strand. In addition, companies can put product on the hair to make it feel a lot better than the quality would indicate. They can put silicone on it. They can put all kinds of products, and the only way you'll really know is to wash it, so you can wash those products off, and then you'll be able to tell. Sometimes what you'll see is it turns really dry and tangly, like you can't even get your fingers through the hair. This did not do that. It has not tangled at all. There is zero tangling on this piece. The hair feels really good. A slight bit drier than my darker brunettes, and that is to be expected. These wigs have been highly processed. Unless the piece that you buy is donor hair blonde, which is so exceedingly rare that it's nearly impossible to find, and it's usually very expensive because it's so rare, then you can assume that the blonde wigs that you're buying have been processed a lot. They've had to be like bleached the heck out of them in order for them to achieve that level of blonde. Most hair donated or sold especially kind of overseas, is dark brown. And so anytime you get a blonde, it's going to feel drier typically than a brunette that has had much less processing. So please keep that in mind if you're a blonde. And so it feels great though. For this light of a blonde, you guys, it's like platinum. This hair feels wonderful. The cap, super comfortable. It's a 13, I think it's a 13 by 6. It looks like a 13 by 6. What that means is you've got 13 inches of lace that goes past the ear tabs. And then you've got 6 inches back of parting space. That gives you free parting all up in here. These are also sometimes referred to as lace frontals. What I'm noticing though is that the lace is really structured by the ear tabs over here. So it really lays flat. I do not feel the need to adhere this lace at all. And I didn't have to cut it back as far at the ear tabs as I sometimes do with 13-inch lace fronts, because they don't typically have a lot of tension. This one does. It's really a comfortable cap, a nice cap. We've got combs on the sides and in the back. We've got hook adjusters, a real, I think I'm getting too dark so you can see it, a real standard human hair cap for just like a basic line. And then we've got closed wefting. I'm very, very pleased with the cap. I'm very pleased so far with the hair quality. My complaint and concern and worry for anybody who's going to order is this color. This is, I mean, I want to be careful because one thing I've learned on this wig journey, we're all so different. And one person's nightmare is another person's preference. I have seen it all. I have seen what you guys like and what you don't like. I see it in the comments of not just my videos, but other videos. So I want to be careful, and I want you to be careful. When you leave comments putting a wig down, saying how terrible it looks, how unrealistic it looks, how ugly the color is, you're risking hurting somebody who maybe that's like they own that wig and they love it. So let's be careful. Let's be objective. Let's try to see this from an objective standpoint, not a subjective preference. I forgot to mention, this is air dried. It dries so beautifully, this wave. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is a beautiful air dried wave. So another pro, I've got all pros about this piece except the color. This wig, everything about it, I can recommend, except for this color. And if the color would have been represented accurately on the website, that would be a different story. But it wasn't. Look on the picture that I put up earlier on the website. Maybe I'll try to stick it up one more time right here in case you missed it. When you look at that picture, it's such a natural dimensional shift from the kind of ashy, dark blonde, light brown root down to the ashy blonde as they describe it. It looks professionally done and kind of a seamless flow, balayage effect. But on this wig, it's not like that at all. I mean, but here's the good news. This company didn't send me something different than they might send out to you. That's always my concern when I review for companies. Not the major name brand synthetic wig companies, because it is what it is and most of them drop ship from the manufacturers. I'm talking human hair wig companies that aren't proven, that don't have the reputation that some that I already mentioned earlier do. Some of these smaller Chinese companies and others, not just Chinese, but it seems like more and more of those are popping up. My fear is that they could send me something absolutely stunning that maybe they didn't even make. Maybe they went out and purchased a wig from another retailer to send to a reviewer. And then what they send you guys is completely different. I know that I have a serious responsibility to you, especially those of you who trust me and purchase based on my recommendations. I don't take that lightly. And so this bothers me, but it doesn't bother me, if that makes sense, because they were honest. They sent me what it is that they probably would send out to others. So WigShe, I know you're watching this. You guys got to do better with the color. If you're going to represent a wig on your website, you've got to, that has to be what you send out to people. You guys have made a wonderful wig here. The quality is great. I like the hair very, very much. Like I said, it's dry, but only because it's super, super blonde. If you don't wear super blondes, you're gonna get, you know, something not as dry. So the prices on this piece range from $509.99 to $779.99 depending on length. I measured mine with a tape measure from about the crown down, and I think this one is 16 inches. A 16 inch is going to be $594.99. Now for Remy human hair, that's a really good price. If you haven't priced human hair and you're a synthetic wig wearer, you're wondering how I can even call that budget. When I call a human hair wig budget, it's in relation to how much you would pay for a similar quality wig from other retailers. That makes this budget. Typically, you're gonna pay $1,500 to $2,000 or more for a Remy human hair wig. They offer options when you place an order, 12 to 22 inches, so you can choose your length. They also offer sizes. You can choose small, medium, or large. I have the medium on. I think it's slightly big. I would probably go with the small for my measurements. It really does sit right on my ears, and I do get a lot of extra caps. So look at my measurements below. I would choose a small now, knowing what I know. And I'm relatively new to the small cap sizes due to weight loss and my head getting smaller. And then you can also choose lightly bleached or fully bleached knots. So let's look at those knots. I'm assuming these are supposed to be lightly bleached. You can see them. They're not great compared to some of the other brands that I've purchased from, and I've seen well done bleached knots. I've seen well done lightly bleached knots. These don't really seem too bleached to me. But again, that I wouldn't judge negatively because it's a budget wig. Some things that you have to make concessions on with budget wigs are bleach knots, plucked hairlines. This really isn't much of a plucked hairline. It's a very dense hairline. So when you purchase those higher end wigs, what you're getting is somebody who has worked with the wig. They've plucked the hairline. They've kind of plucked the top so it's a real natural density like our bio hair would be. They've likely bleached the knots so it's really seamless, like you really can't see any knots. Those are some of the things that you pay for when you buy higher end. The color tends to be much more professional in salon. So let me sum this up. WigShe is a budget retailer that has a lot of options. I think that some other people have gotten great pieces. I've seen some of the other reviews and they look wonderful for a budget wig. They missed the mark on this one with the color, and I can't give it a high review. I really like this wig otherwise, and I may actually keep it and see if I can get a color specialist, a professional, to fix it for me. Since I didn't have to pay for this wig, I will have to pay for the color to be done, so maybe it's a wash. I do have a blog post on my website where I list retailers. It's a spreadsheet, so there's a tab with online retailers of all sorts. There's a tab with people who will customize wigs. Some of those are also on the retailer tab, but they'll take send-ins. Like I can send this in to one of them, tell them what I'm looking for from as far as color or even cut, and some of them will even adjust cap size for you. There's another tab that lists Facebook groups that can be really helpful to the wig wearer. And then I've got another tab that lists in-person retail salons, like in-person wig salons. And I keep adding to the list every time I learn of a new retailer or customizer or in-person shop. So if you're struggling with the wig journey, you can check that out. I'll make sure it's linked below. But I might just reach out to one of those and see, maybe they'll help me get this to a better color, because I really do like the wig otherwise. Let me know if you guys have any questions. I wanted this to also be educational. It isn't only about a wig review for me. It never is, and that's why my videos are longer. There's so much more to wig wearing than just finding a piece that you love. You may need to work with it. You may need to pluck the part line. You may need to put makeup on the part line to hide knots. You may need to take your wig to a stylist to customize it for you. And that is especially true for human hair wigs. Even the higher end pieces may need to be customized. Let's remember, they are creating this style to fit the broadest group of people that they can. They're often cut on mannequin heads, always cut on mannequin heads. So you may need a stylist to give you face framing layers. You may need someone to pluck the part line and the hairline and thin it out a little bit so it's a more natural density. None of those things make a wig bad or defective. Not even the fact that I have to get this colored means it's a bad wig. The reason I'm not upset, but the reason I'm being so strong about it is this does not match the picture, and that's a problem. I am going to be making a video. The last thing I'm going to say, I'm going to be making a video on color, because there is a time when you'll get a wig and you don't think it matches the color at the website. Sometimes it's not the retailer's fault. Sometimes you're looking at that piece in your living room and they took those pictures outside. You guys have all seen me show you a wig inside and then go outside, and I get the comment all the time, wow, the color looks so different outside. Yes, so does our bio hair. So I'm gonna put together a tutorial video to help you with the color challenge and give you some homework to do to help you so that you can see the color more true before you make purchases. I do think there are some things we can do if we're willing to do the work. So stay tuned for that. This wig, everything but the color, is really, really good, especially for a budget wig. And I hope WigShe will do better in the future. If you've purchased from them or you do purchase from them, I'd love to hear what you think. And if I do end up getting this color, this one more custom colored, I will share that with you and show you what I've done. So you can stay tuned for that as well. Thanks for watching, and thanks WigShe for trusting me and sharing this with me. I will always give my honest opinion, but I will never bash a retailer unless they're a scammer, and I don't think you are. I think this was a mistake, but I do think that you do provide something in this market that we need, and that is budget human hair. All right, guys, talk to you soon. All right, I wanted to give you guys a quick look, even though I don't know if it really matters to see this color outside, but I thought I'd show it to you anyway. I think we have a storm coming in. It's super windy. So you can see how it blows. I really mean it when I say this isn't a bad wig. They just needed to do better with the color, or show a picture of the actual color. I haven't had to make many of these kind of videos. All right, everyone. Thanks for watching. Hey friends, thanks so much for watching. Here are a few videos I think you might enjoy. Go ahead and click on one and watch.